What's up, everybody? This is my cold steel mini Pendleton Hunter. Almost forgot the name there. I have had this knife for about 4 weeks now. I have carried it a lot, have cut with it a lot, and I have already made a video about it, but I did that one just after I got it, and it was just awful. I took apart the sheath on camera and it didn't work out as it should have. It was just awful. So the only mod I have done to this knife is add a little paracord just to give me something for the pinky, because the pinky presses against the bottom here with my large hands. It is my first knife in VG1. I don't have VG10 knives, and this VG1 seems to be very nice. Only thing, after I cut up some fruit, I let the blade, it was just lying around a little bit wet. So now I have some water spots on there. Also on the back here, not super pretty, but you can definitely see this on this mirror finished full flat ground blade. And the secondary bevel, you can almost not feel it. It is that subtle. It's almost convex behind the edge. It's a very nice blade geometry. It is razor sharp from factory. It still is sharp because I didn't cut, rope or cardboard or any particularly nasty stuff with it. It is a very classy blade shape. That's what attracted me to this knife in the first. Yeah, that's what attracted me to this knife. Almost looks a little bit like the Falkeneven F1, but shrunken down. And the only thing really I don't like too much on this knife is that in the lanyard hole there's something like a ceramic ring. I don't know what for. And the craton handle. So you have a full tang knife and you coat it with this rubbery material, and it looks like it feels very cheap. You have some gaps here, and this part is just the rubber craton material. And I thought in the beginning that it might even break off, or maybe I should cut it off. I have it still on there, but yeah, I wouldn't give my hopes up, but that doesn't look too sturdy. It is very grippy. It is very small. It's a 3-finger knife, and the pinky lands on the bottom here, but then it really is comfortable, especially with that lanyard. It really is comfortable. I bought this knife originally because I wanted to carry it around the neck. I watched a video, not gonna mention any names, but I watched a video by a German jerk-off who had absolutely no idea about knives, who showed this knife and the sheath, and took apart the sheath. Well, he took off the belt loop with those 2 screws, and he said, you can without any problems use this as a neck knife. Well, asshole, no, you can't actually. So what happens if you take off those screws? The entry of the sheath gets very loose, and it almost isn't held in securely. Now it is, because it's very tight. I even used the upper holes for the belt loop instead of the lower ones, just to have it ride a little bit higher on my belt, and this is how I carry it now. But when this gets a little bit looser, even if you put the screws back on without the back plate, it doesn't work. So now it's just friction. It's not like the famous Cold Steel Secure X click in, you know, like with the other neck knives, and it's very unfortunate. So the only thing that really grabs is a little, yeah, you can see it, this dent in here that goes over that rubber material, and you can see where it rubs against it. So that's another thing that's not, well, I just would have wished they had done it a little bit differently, but it is very secure in sheath now, and in combination with this extra attachment, it is very secure. The thing about the belt sheath is, about the belt loop, I'm sorry, when you have the belt in there, this part wants to ride on the seam of your pants, and you have to really get it behind them, behind that seam. It is very secure, it carries very nicely, it is not heavy at all. Weigh it for you, but only in grams. So with the sheath it only weighs 94 grams. Without 54. It is very light, even though it is full tang, and it is reasonably thick actually. It's not super thin, but the blade geometry is just outstanding. I did a lot of food prep with this knife. Had no issues. Only thing maybe that won't hold up after time is this piece of craton of rubber. But oh well, it's not a super cheap knife, but I'm certainly glad I got it, even though if it means I have to carry it on the belt, which I generally dislike, carrying fixed blades that way, at least small ones. This could have been very well concealed around the neck, but the retention is not super good. So thank you very much for watching. Have a good night. Roll Tide.